Hello, everyone, and welcome to the TYREE Has the Audacity podcast. Of course, my name is TYREE, and I will be your host for this morning, this afternoon, and this evening. Now, to start things off, I would like to say thank you for taking the special time out of your day to come on and see what I have to say. Today's episode is entitled, Keep That Same Energy. I want to challenge each of my friends and each of my viewers and each of my listeners to say to their friends, keep that same energy. So I don't understand why in 2019, in 2018, in 2017, and every year that has come before, I don't understand why there are people in our lives who feel like they can go and talk about us and then come back and tell me what people in the room said. No, I have a problem with that. I want to understand the fact that you sat there and allowed people to talk about me without interfering within the conversation. Oh, better yet, how about you being comfortable enough to encourage the conversation without saying anything? How about you being comfortable enough to sit and listen to the negative comments that they were making about me? See, this is my problem with people. You lying to me and you're lying to yourself. Keep that same energy. If you don't want to be friends with me, or if you want talk about me in a negative light, if you want to be on the other side of the spectrum, please, I give you my permission. I give you my permission to be on the other side of the game. I give my friends my permission to be my opponent. Because when you are not with me, you're against me. And if you want to be against me, then you can lose. Because trust and believe, I have a team with me. I have people behind me that are willing to support everything that I do. And the moment you feel like you can become a disgrace to that, the moment you feel like you can degrade everything that I'm doing and sit back and allow other people to degrade what I'm doing, oh, you become the problem. You have to be confident within yourself to know that everybody who was in your life is not supposed to be there. Along the way, you have welcomed people who weren't supposed to be there. You knew they weren't supposed to be there, but you allowed them to stay. Why? It's always a part where I come to this question, and it is simply, why? Why do you get comfortable with accepting BS? That's not the move. Because over here at TYREE Has the Audacity, we don't accept anything less than what we deserve. And what we deserve is not rats and roaches. I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I know the company I keep around are the people that are going to defend me when I'm not around. And that is what you need to get to. So I challenge you to ask your friends, to ask your family members, are you keeping the same energy that I give you? Are you keeping the same energy that you exemplify when I'm not around? Are you keeping the same energy with your friends that aren't my friends? Keep that same energy. Let me move on to the next topic. Let me move on. I want people to be transparent with me just as I am being transparent with them. Okay? No, matter of fact, I don't want you to be transparent. I want you to be clear. I want you to be crystal clear. I want you to know what I'm talking about, and I want to know what you're talking about. That way, there's no miscommunication. When you allow room for miscommunication, you allow people to get over on you when they should not be. When you allow room for miscommunication, that allows you to be on a different page than they are. Matter of fact, a different chapter. Matter of fact, you're in a completely different book. You don't know what they're doing. And then behind closed doors, they're manipulating you. And the sad part is you know you're being manipulated, but why you feel like you need them. Let me explain something to you. Everybody who is a friend of mine knows that, hold on, wait a minute. Okay? I don't need you. I want you to be around. But the moment you feel like I need you, it's when you get a misconception. I'm able to drop somebody at the drop of a dime. I will have your bags packed to leave before you get I'm leaving out of your mouth. Don't play with me. Because when you play with me, you end up playing with yourself. And then when you play with yourself, you are the only person to blame. See, when you allow people to cause problems in your life, you have to deal with that. You have to deal with the things that you allow. When you allow people to bring havoc into your life, you don't have an excuse but to blame yourself. You can't blame anybody else when you allow people to bring trash in. When you let bed bugs into your house, they stay there. And when you keep them there, it's your fault. When you allow rats and roaches to stay in your life, you become the people that you allow. Let me explain that. When you hang around people who manipulate you, you become the manipulator of other people. Let me go further. When people take advantage of you, you start to take advantage of other people. So now I want to challenge you. Are you keeping the same energy that you have with other people? Are you keeping the same energy with yourself? Are you keeping the same energy with your family? Because, and this all goes back to prior episodes that I have talked about. First, it was love. You got to love yourself. Then I talked about liars. Then I talked about minding your business. And now I'm talking about keeping that same energy. Don't come to me telling me one thing and then going around and spreading other things. Keep your same energy. You don't have to fake for me. You want to know why? Because I'm not going to fake for you. That over here, over in TYREE Has the Audacity podcast, I don't want you to fake for me. Why? Because I'm not going to fake for you. You aren't on a level for me to fake for you. You don't put money in my pocket for me to fake for you. You don't provide me with any resources for me to fake for you. And when you think that I am going to fake for you, you're faking on yourself. Tell them. Matter of fact, tell them tomorrow. Matter of fact, when I end this podcast, tell them today that no longer are we going to allow people to take control over what we do. No longer are we going to allow people to manipulate our way of thinking. No longer are we going to allow people to lie to us when we know that they are full of crap. That's why I challenge you once again to tell your friends and to tell your family members, keep that same energy. Matter of fact, don't tell them. I want you to question them and see how they choke up. And here's what kills me. When the people they run and tell your business to come back and tell you what they said. But you're supposed to be my friend. You should never have people who don't talk to you come up to you and say, you need to watch out for this person. And the moment you do have somebody who does that, you need to reassess your friend pole. You need to reassess the totem pole, because obviously your priorities are mixed up. The people who are at the bottom are the people who need to be at the top. And the people who are at the top don't need to be on your list at all. Because clearly there is a misconception. Clearly there is miscommunication within yourself, and you need to reevaluate what you got going on. You need to reevaluate it. Let me give you two tips. Only two. And these two will put you on a different path. And then I'm going to move into my next segment, okay? The first tip is, if you have to worry about what your friends are doing, when they're doing it, and if they're talking about you, if you have to look over your shoulder to watch your friends, they don't need to be in your circle. That's number one. Number two, if you can't trust someone enough to be confident that they will defend you when you're not around, then they don't need to be in your circle. And that's that on that. Now, for the people who are listening, for the people who are watching, today is the first episode where I introduce the H.O.P.E Letter. HOPE stands for Help Open People's Eyes. So no, you do not have to send in a letter about hope. This is simply where you are sending in an anonymous letter to me, and I'm going to give you my advice on how you should deal with the situation. Because over here on TYREE Has the Audacity, we have the audacity to fix problems before they start. So by you sending in your letter, you may be helping the next person who needs help. Starting off with the H.O.P.E letter. Here we go. My ex-boyfriend and I decided to try again after an 8-month split. During that time, he dated a girl from his hometown who still lives there. He says it was over, and I believed it, although I checked both their social media accounts just to see what was going on. Problem number one, if I can't trust you enough to do what you're supposed to be doing when I'm not around, then you don't need to be in my life. After an 8-month split, if you're around checking people's social medias to see if they're where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, then y'all need to go back on the split and don't bring that split back together. But back to the story. He said it was over, and I believed it was over, although I checked both social media accounts. They both liked and commented on each other's pictures. Okay. Now, if you feel that it's a problem for your ex to be commenting on another person's or on their ex's pictures, that's your belief. But if you're worried about that, that's a boulder in the road that needs to be moved. But next, I'm going to continue. I asked if they were still together, and he said no. I had a gut feeling something wasn't right, but I continued with the relationship. People who are listening, if you feel something isn't right in a relationship, if you feel something isn't right in your friendship, evacuate the premises. The Lord is giving you a sign. Your intuition is letting you know something. If something isn't feeling right, then you don't need to be in the situation at all. It ain't supposed to be feeling wrong. It's supposed to be feeling right. Come on, people, get it together. All right, now let me find my place back in this letter. We dated, spent time together, and traveled, but something was off. He would visit home, and when he would visit home, the conversation would be very limited. The last 3 months, we haven't gone out much due to busy schedules. Lord have mercy. Help us, Jesus. Help the poor baby. He went on a family vacation, and I didn't go because I was out of town for work. He sent me some pictures, and when I saved them, they gave a location. Now, this is how people be getting in trouble, these locations, these geotags. He went on a family vacation, and I did not go because I was out of town. He sent me some pictures, and when I saved them, they gave me the location. So I went back and saved the pictures he sent and Googled the address, and most of them were taken at her house. I was hurt, as you should be. I checked her social media page, and she was on a cruise at the time that he was. I questioned him, and he said no, he was with family, and even called his mother and his brother, who said the same thing. I didn't believe them. Listen. Listen. The whole family is a bunch of liars. No. He lied to you about where he was. Then he lied to you by getting his family on board with the lie. So you're allowing yourself to carry on with the liar. Does that make any sense? It don't make any sense to me. She said I was hurt. I checked her social media page, and they was on the same cruise at the same time. He called his mama and his brother and got them to be on the same lie that he was telling. I asked if he wanted to go to an event on the same day of his ex's family reunion, and he said no because he had to go to a family reunion. Sister, sis, ma'am, please. This is not it. This is not it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Get your bags, pack them, take everything you have, and leave. Stop allowing people to treat you in a way where you know that they are doing you wrong. Have enough love for yourself. Have enough respect for yourself to know that you deserve better. I want you to know that you deserve better. And because you deserve better, don't allow people to get over on you with stupid things. Like the lady in the letter, she said that she knew that her man, after an 8-month split, was with his ex when they weren't together. Then, on the day of the girls' family reunion, he asked him if he wanted to go to an event with her, but he said no, he had to go to a family reunion. So now they got the same families. See, they running the game on you. And you're allowing yourself to be the game. See, they know what's up. Sadly, you don't. But it's okay because I'm pulling you out of things. Leave him. Because he already had somebody else. He already knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing. She knows what he's doing. And in this situation, you are not the main girlfriend. You are the other woman. You make him comfortable. They know what they're doing, but you don't know what you're doing to yourself. You are hurting you more than he will ever hurt you by allowing it to go on. So let's put a stop to it. Today, at the end of this episode, I want everybody to challenge everything and everyone. Keep that same energy. And I want you to figure out if staying in the situation benefits you or if it's harming you. I would like to say thank you to everybody who has tuned in to today's episode of TYREE Has the Audacity podcast. I love you, and I pray that you learn to love yourself more than you did yesterday. Be blessed.